It's Week 16 of the NFL, and the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the reigning Super Bowl champs and the Dolphins coming up next.
From beautiful South Florida, there's a look at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. The excitement brewing here in South Florida as a moment ago the Dolphins starters were introduced to this home crowd. They're fired up as well as they get set to match up with their opponents. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And CD, you look at our featured team here. They're squaring off against a very tough unit to throw against.
And this is not one of the better passing offenses in the league to begin with, Brandon. And to illustrate that point, they're down near the bottom of the power ranking, so the focus is going to need to be on possession-type throws. Whether they're trying to use their running backs or tight ends a little bit more, the big thing is to make sure the quarterback gets it out of his hands quickly to his receivers, and they hope to gain an advantage that way.
The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And out will come the leader of this offense, and that, of course, is their signal caller.
And he ought to have a lot of pep in his step after last week's performance because he did exactly as you want him to play if you're a coach. 3 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions, which usually means you're making a lot of right decisions out there.
And got him the win. The throw right side is complete here on the first play of the drive. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Solid catch there for a man who's been so brilliant this year. Worth pointing out, as we were talking about earlier, there has never in the 60-year history of the awards been a pass catcher, tight end, or wide receiver that has taken home the MVP trophy.
And the best receivers I've talked with, they know that stat, and it drives them crazy because they understand that without a quarterback, they don't make the plays that they make. They also don't feel like they get enough credit for bailing out some of the throws the quarterbacks make.
Absolutely. Takes 2 to tango. Yeah, he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
He's fresh off that 3-touchdown performance last week that got him AFC Offensive Player of the Week, so you know that he was already on their radar. Now he's maybe even a bigger plane on their radar.
Bigger plane. I mean, he is the big dot on that screen that they're looking at and saying, how in the heck do we stop him? They're going to try a bunch of different things, different people covering him. But right now, he's locked in and is in sync with his quarterback.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down. He'll drop to throw. And it's caught. Touchdown. Travis Etienne with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Black Knights drive it right down the field to score on their opening drive. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. So this drive spans 7 plays. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. From the 6. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. The Dolphins take the field with Tua Tagovailoa, their quarterback from Alabama, at the helm.
He had the numbers of a game last week that if you win, you talk about him being a gritty guy, managing the game, getting it done. But they lost. So obviously 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown pass, that's not going to be good enough. Got to get that changed around.
On first down, Tagovailoa. Oh, looking for Waddle, but it's intercepted. Picked off near the 26. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. They'll drop the throw. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete. And, Charles, you think about this offense, and it's kind of a tricky time of the season because you're 14-0, looking to see this one out to the end, but you start to run into situations where guys are getting a little banged up. Maybe could use some time sharing, some time on the bench just to rest. How do you approach the rest of this regular season?
I'm telling you, you don't ask.
And it's caught. Touchdown. Laviska Shenault, his 25th touchdown, tying Emmitt Smith for the 5th most in one season. And the Black Knights are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 14-0. The long touchdown pass gets them 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. A fairly short kick from the 14. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10 at their own 26. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. And the pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd.
2 plays so far, a run and a pass attempt, and both have gone backwards.
Probably not how they drew that up.
Not at all.
Looking for a better play coming up on 3rd. They'll try and set up the screen to Hines. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. They'll get 8, but they're going to have to punt here on the opening drive because that's not enough. On 4th down, punt coming from Braden Mann. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they, on paper, Charles, no doubt they have the edge in this one. They are sitting with the AFC elite, and on the other side, they're down toward the bottom of the AFC. But you know what they say, especially at this point in the season, watch out for a trap game.
And in doing so, I would take my game plan and condense it. I would rely on my fundamentals, the fact that my players are probably just better, and not try and do too much, do just enough to win the game. And on the other side of the field, I'm doing everything. Every trick play I can think of, every different formation, you name it, I'm throwing it at them in order to try and get the upset win.
On 1st and 10, it's Etienne to the 40 and no further. So the broken tackle didn't get him much. 2nd and 8 coming up. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that nearly intercepted. Boy, for a guy known for his hands defensively, that's a ball he probably thinks he should have come up with. But instead, it's 4th down. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And a great job on special teams to down it as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that,
yeah,
right?
He said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
They begin the drive with Hines. And a nice pickup as this one gets him to the 10-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Now it's Hines. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. The Dolphins will send out the punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. They'll score that a 36-yard punt. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Here he is, the man taking the snaps under center, heading out for the next possession. He's showing off that arm, showing it off very well. They've got the lead. Don't forget, though, about the protection he's had. The protection's been good.
And I'll guarantee you he hasn't forgotten about it at all, because that's keeping him clean in the pocket, allowing him to step into throws and make those deep passes come true. I mean, it's just been beautiful for him to do. But guess what? In the huddle, on the sidelines, guaranteed he's thanking those big guys up front for keeping him safe. I have a feeling he may even buy dinner.
Indeed, entertaining to relive some of those deep balls. They throw right away, and that's complete out on the right side. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch? We count that as a bonus, and indeed, he gets enough for the 1st down.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
Well, the first 2 drives yielded touchdowns, so there's no reason for them to feel like they have to pull back on the reins. They pushed it downfield, looking for another one right there. Didn't get it, but we know they're going to continue to be bold.
Oh, and that'll be incomplete. Oh, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
Left side here, that's the tight end Fant. And he's got another 1st down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 27-yard line. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll send you up to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there, and he'll have stats and scores from a busy Sunday in the NFL. To Chenault on the slant. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
Good, strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
He's got it, and he's brought down. Here's 1st and goal, and gosh, points here, a chance maybe to put this thing away before halftime. And it's caught. Touchdown. Laviska Shenault, his 26th touchdown, drawing even with Marshall Faulk for the 4th most in a single season. And the Black Knights are able to extend their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 21-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Miami's offense set and ready to go as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM, it always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
Setting to throw on first down is Tua. Finds Hines again for the completion. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
Meanwhile, Tua's throw taken in by Moss. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Second down at 4. Again, they will throw it with Tagovailoa. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. Earlier in the quarter when the defense was keying on the run, you said offensively they need to open things up, take some shots downfield. Didn't work there, but they did.
Yeah, I'm not going to change my tune now. I still think it's the right play because when you take those shots downfield, you open the eyes of the defense to what you could do to them, and that may open some things up for you offensively.
Here's Tua. And that is incomplete. Problems on third down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on third down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to third down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on first and second down.
They're going for it. Here's Tua with it. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And as a result, possession switches hands. 1st and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. They'll start on the ground. Etienne. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and it'll be second and very short. A handoff for Etienne. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we go up to Orlando now and hand it over to Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. The weather might be cold, but the playoff races are heating up here on this final Sunday before Christmas. So let's get to it. We'll start up at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. And it's the Texans who's got the lead in the second quarter. A touchdown run for Gus Edwards. From there, we head down south to Tampa to check on the Bucs at home at Raymond James Stadium. And they've got the lead in their ball game over the visiting New Orleans Saints. The Bucs seem to be on their way to what would be a good victory. Finally, let's get to Indianapolis to check on the Colts at home at Lucas Oil Stadium. And you can see they trail the visiting Buffalo Bills in that ball game. Josh Allen has thrown 2 touchdown passes. We'll continue on and take a look at the next-gen stats from the first half. And there were a few factors as to why they built this good-size advantage, but the rushing numbers were not all that amazing. We'll see if they can pick it up in the second half. Meanwhile, for the Dolphins, there's a look at what they were able to do throwing the football, and they'll need to get things in gear as they trail here at the break. Both teams likely making their final adjustments before the second half. So, time for us to go back downstate to Miami and rejoin Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Dolphins down on the scoreboard, but they'll have it first as we get going in this third quarter. Takes it at the 7. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. So the Dolphins offense heading out as we give you a look at the playoff race in the AFC. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball into the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
Tua and the Dolphins now with a 1st and 10 at their own 21. He'll throw from the gun. Throw left side, taken in by Slayton. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Tua sets up to pass it. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll be 2nd and about a yard. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
Tua now on 1st down. The pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. K'Lavon Chaisson in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Another try after the 1st down sack. Tua hit, and the ball is out. And this will be scooped up by the defense. And he's going to bring the fumble back for a touchdown. And Charles, look at the big fella. What a rumble that was. Not only to scoop it, but then take it the rest of the way for the touchdown.
And now you know they're going to have to hear about it from now on. The defensive backs, he's going to want to run with them, do their drills, the whole deal. He thinks he's the pace setter now.
It doesn't matter what happens in practice this week. He's smiling. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. A fairly short kick from the 14. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. 1st down Miami as they get set to start the drive. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just
and he will be hit from behind and run over. Wow. K'Lavon Chaisson able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. So now after the sack, Tua and the Dolphins staring at a 3rd and long. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. He's going to float this one deep right side. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down.
Why are we doing this?
This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon. You feeling their pain?
They finally got one.
Yes, they did.
Tua's throw taken in by Slayton. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
Well, maybe this offense has learned something from watching their counterparts work. I'm wondering if their coaching staff said, let's do what they've been doing the entire game, because that's worked well. This offense, they have not looked particularly good all game long. But a nice throw there for a good gain and a 1st down.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. And his throw here's incomplete. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them. With the score where it is, this was probably going to be 4-down territory if they didn't convert there. But what a nice job of working his way open, making sure he secured the catch, and setting up 1st and goal.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
1 quarter remains here in Week 16. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now in Miami. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Hines. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. Tua going to throw. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. He'll wind up losing 10 there, a full 10 yards, so that one hurts. And it brings up 3rd and goal. Looking to pass. Tua. This is caught. Well, they are able to get 9 yards out of that, but now it's 4th down.
Completed pass brings up a 4th down situation. Do you play analytics on this one? Well, you know, what do your analytics tell you about what they would say?
They tell me you're down by this margin 4th quarter. And that is caught. Woo! Touchdown, Miami. Nyheim Hines, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Dolphins are finally on the board here in the 4th quarter. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that'll cut the lead back down to 21. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. Now defensively here, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. And it looks like this one won't work out. Hands team able to secure the football.
Come on, fellas. We ain't no joke.
Now here's the signal caller getting ready to lead this offense again. And a trio of touchdown passes so far. They've got the lead as well. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time.
Down the numbers. There he goes. And all the way in for the touchdown. Travis Etienne, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Black Knights are moving closer to a 15-0 record as they extend their lead here. Extra point right down the middle. And that'll increase their lead to 28. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Back to the air on 2nd down, Tagovailoa. Throw right side. This is into the hands of the tight end, Tunyon. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the ball will go over on downs on the short side of the field. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. 83 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Well, that's going to bring up a big call now because he is unable to make the play himself on 2nd down. Now you just have to wonder, will they keep the ball in his hands on 3rd down?
3rd and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound. They'll set up a throw. And give them another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that will extend this big lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now Tua. He'll check this down to Hines. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else. And now it's 3rd and 10. Tua setting up shop to throw again. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. The utter domination here just continues. This defense, I don't know what more we can say all around about their performance.
Well, it certainly feels in this game like maybe they're facing a Canadian defense. 12 guys on the field. It feels like there's an extra on every snap because they have really struggled to make headway through the air.
Jalen Phillips, the edge man on the tackle. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. Oh, now look at this. They're lining up to add 3 more. A little insult to injury here late in the game. This will be kicked from the 42. It's a 52-yard attempt. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And they're well on their way now as the lead grows even larger. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for our visitors, they are now 2 wins away from a perfect regular season as they run their mark to 15-0 on the year. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Chicago Bears. Meanwhile, for Miami, they hit double digits in losses as they fall to 5-10. And they'll look to get back on the beam next week as they host the Pittsburgh Steelers.